Hi. Clicker's dead. It's like, update on the technology. Bear with me, you guys. It sometimes takes a minute to go from, trying to open up to what is the situation and then the technical stuff. I don't know who said, somebody named Catherine May, but I don't know. I mean, she's just a good writer for sure. I don't know anything more about it. A friend of mine sent this amazing essay to me, and I'll try to cite it down below. But one of the lines that really stuck with me, I thought was like a distinction I'd never really considered before. You will receive a reply, though not an answer. And maybe it's because, we're being left on our own to explore the question. But I think there's a tendency, at least for me, to believe that if I have the conversation, there'll be some kind of clarity that comes out of it. That's not always the case. So let's see what the cards can tell us. This is actually my original tarot deck. It's Rider-Waite. And I started doing this the summer I was 13, about to turn 14, I believe. And it was the summer of Woodstock. And I got a tarot deck. And, off and on ever since. But I like this one because it would, just strip it down to kind of the bones of tarot. I like other decks, I like going off other images, but there's something about this that doesn't leave a lot of wiggle room. I was going to say that's not quite it. So let's find out what it is. A reply but not an answer. Temperance. Major Arcana card of Sagittarius. This is Arc-Mike. One of my favorites, and by name probably the only angelic person who I know their name, and I've given them a nickname. It's Arc-Mike. Card of Sagittarius. A card of balance and healing and divine timing. Under the protection of our own higher power or guide that knows the proper alchemical blend and when it's been completed. And that sounds sort of like something an egghead might say. Card-carrying member of the whatever, I'm smart and I know it society. I was once called an educated idiot in a place where I worked, and I thought, wow, that, I copped to that. But there's something now that a voice within us is trying to let us know that we're ready for something. We've achieved some kind of balance on our own. Major Arcana card of the Sun. That's warmth and happiness. That's the willingness to be seen. Stepping forward into your life. Leo energy. It's warm. It's inspired. It's brand new. It's the baby on the horse. It's the beginning. And it's, kind of answers the question, who am I? What do I look like? Can I reveal myself? Yeah, you can. It's divine, and you're protected. It's divine timing. Reveal yourself. This is a card of the I, of the ego, in the sense that it's what you show the world, the source of your personal power. Oh, I don't believe it. I just don't. Major Arcana card of Aquarius. Again, a card of healing. And this is sort of when looked at, when looking at the whole situation in context, identifying the place in you that's balanced and fair and fiery. And, Aquarius, now you can see it, air energy. You can see it from a higher perspective, which includes the other person, because this strikes me always as the blend of the two cups. It's not hermit energy, it's where do we meet? In divine timing. Sun is a card of great happiness. Star card, healing, temperance, divine timing, and 3 major arcana right out the gate. I think the answer is within. But it's to do with the relationship. And maybe there is a reply, kind of call and response. There's a decision to be made. How do we take this thing forward? And a choice. Do we take this thing forward? This person is they're right at the portal and they're looking at the globe. They haven't passed through. It's in fire energy. Wands, Sagittarius. In the planning stage, where am I guided to go? And it looks like this person has picked one of the options. It's a card of decision, and I think a decision has been made. Wow! Tower is a card of wow, often. I didn't expect this, or the sudden epiphany that changes everything. It's the major shakeup. I see it as a card of Scorpio. So, on the board so far, this is the feelings card, and it's explosive. It's either this person has made a decision, has made a choice about how they want to move forward, and they have to blow up everything to do it, or that decision, they're leaving something behind that was unstable, but they're leaving it behind in a very dramatic way. They're being blown out. So they're both choosing to go forward, and they wanted a time of consideration, and the they may be you, or both of you, wanted a time of consideration, but it's like bang, game time. The time has been called on a kind of cosmic level. This lightning bolt comes in, and suddenly you know it, and you can't unknow it. You can't stay where you were. Okay, out of 6 cards, 4 are major arcana. That's very unusual. Just means, this decision is informed by, because somebody is intuitively tapping into, these big energies of the psyche, not only of their psyche, but something to do with this other person. And I think whatever big shake-up energy is happening, it's happening to both parties. And ultimately, it really is a good shake-up. It's sort of like shaking, I'm getting like shaking a soda bottle or a seltzer bottle or something, and when you open it, it explodes the tension inside. It's like, bam, and there's no more hiding, if there ever was. This is the card of, well, it might be the attempt to put the cork back in the bottle. It could be in the sense that this can be an epiphany, a revelation. A revelation. And I just got this wash of emotion, and that's what Hangman is, a card of Pisces, of water energy. You shake up the bottle, and boom, out goes the cork. And there might be this epiphany, both of this kind and of this kind. This is a peaceful, slow revelation. This is the sudden crack. I think it calls an ending in divine timing, that alarm clock, that, the time is up. There's been a long time and suspension considering feelings. Processing what you feel. But I think neither one of you expected to suddenly get the revelation, to get the answer. You will receive a reply, though not an answer. This is also a looking for the reply. This is like often described as the prayer card. Will this door open for me? I've made a decision. Is it the right intuitive way forward? And I think the response on the part of the universe is, you betcha. You're being blown out of this period of consideration because, in fact, you know where your happiness lies, you know where your life force lies, and you know it's divine timing. And in part, you know it because in some important way you've been blasted with knowledge. You've been blasted with the knowledge. You've processed long enough your feelings. And then the card of Scorpio comes along and boom, there's the transformation. It's kind of ready or not, here it comes. And this would suggest you're supported and protected by the divine energies that flow on Two of Wands, Justice card. A card of balance in relationship. These two cups, these two sides of the scale. This is a card of Libra, card of knowing it. Somebody's made a decision, a balanced and, clear. The air energies in this reading so far, Star, Justice. I mean, something's very clear. The decision is very clear. Some kind of equilibrium. And I don't think the equilibrium is upset. I don't think that's what's blasted, but let's find out. On Hangman, I have never ever card of Aries, of courage and stepping into your life. You figure it out, you process it, you come out of this hangman mode having considered the other point of view. The other point of view. And it's not point of view, it's the feelings. The feelings you share with somebody. Bam, out the door. I think this is the other person. Could be another aspect of yourself. Like you've come to clarity, you've made the decision, you're out of this suspended state of processing feelings, and out the door you go. To discover yourself, to discover what life holds for you. On Temperance. Not making it up. What life holds for you. Two of Cups. The 2 cups in a blend. In divine timing. That's water energy, right? That's the lovey and the dovey. But it's serious business here. All these major arcana. The 2 minor arcana are both cards of choice. And in this case, I think the inspired choice, the intuitive choice, inspired means like breathing something in. It's sort of like, here I go. Boom, and made the choice, having processed the feelings. And they're like you lit the fuse. We had that, I think, day before yesterday, last reading. And I guess I've been doing a lot of this. I'm right there with you, processing my feelings, unable to move until they're processed. Suddenly it's divine timing. It's the protected time to take the leap. If that's the other person, they've had a revelation that clears things up enormously and inspires them to head through the portal, to follow their heart, to choose who they love. And we've been getting that again and again. Lord of Massey Mosey. Another major arcana, card of Cancer. Card of victorious forward movement, because some kind of balance, some kind of blend and balance has been achieved. And I think regardless of what your counterpart is doing, you're moving forward. You've had great success in attaining your balance inside yourself. There might be an Aquarius involved, or a Leo, or a Sag, or a Libra, or a Cancer. I mean, we've got so many major arcana cards. It's like all the energies are at work. I'm surprised we don't have Magician, who works with all the energies to manifest. But I think between the two of you, Because it's been both of you this time working on the relationship, on clarity around the relationship, and the ability to find equilibrium, balance. Now this thing can move forward. There are two sphinx pulling in tandem on the level of the psyche. Two of Wands, Two of Cups, only minor arcana on the board. This is what's happening in everyday life. But boy, is there a blessing on this relationship. And it has an element of like, the old situation has been proven somehow to be unstable or too small or not where you're meant to be anymore. And so there's brilliant forward movement in the Aries time. I think it's in Aries time, which we're just closing out. Heading into Taurus. Now what we don't have here, now that I look at it, is any earth energy. Oh dear. Oh dear. The card of oh dear. Like, where is it? It's only up in my head. That's a source of, this is not getting the answer. If you were expecting it to come from the outside, it's got to come through you. And you may be resisting believing something, sword energy. But again, tapping into, such brilliant and clear sword energy. It's about thought and the ability to speak, and it may have something to do with Mercury retrograde. The kind of something in the atmosphere that just goes, sideways, and communication gets, there's so much anxiety, there's so much up in the head, egghead energy, and worry about in 3D, am I enough? Is this offer enough? Is an apology enough? This is what happened. And Tower is not to be ignored. It's not like when things blow up in that way, or you get that kind of epiphany, you can just say, oh, well, I'll ignore that. Well, there's no more ignoring it. And I think the messages are really trying to get through. It may be, that need to wait a little longer, sword energy, it's pretty fast, to kind of clear the air, the air energy. The Mercury is about communication and quickness. There's something like quickening, waking up. Still no grounded energy of earth. Is it this? Yes. Oh, Jesus. Sorry. We're really up in our heads. This has not come into 3D. Something had to end. Or something did end. And it ended, suddenly. What was revealed was how unstable this is. So it was like back to your corners. Back to your corners, you two, to figure out why this happened. Sword energy. You need some clarity about the ending. And that's very scary. Nine of Swords. It's just the anxiety is building, building, building. But that cycle, that painful cycle, is about to be put to rest. I mean, definitively. And with all that kind of almost like carnage, somebody is stepping up to say, I'm sorry. You know, all this processing of feelings and this ability to move forward, you know, Chariot, fast and balanced, forward movement, here we go, is shaking somebody up a lot. Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords, totally up in the head. But what they know, with, you know, some clarity now, justice, Star, is that they need to make an apology. To reveal, you know, perhaps at first, some small thing about how they felt. You know, some small gesture. But it may be that this small gesture is enough to cause, you know, another tower moment, another revelation, another, this is how I feel. You know, pages are new energy. They're kind of pipsqueak energy. It's like, in the sense of squeak, a small squeak. This is how I feel. But what it's backed up by are these major arcana cards of like processed feelings, balanced feelings, revelation, the overview, the warmth, the, you know. It's time to go. And it may start off, well, here's the bang, with a bang, and then the whimper. You know, comes in like a lion, goes out like a lamb. I don't know where that bang whimper thing comes from. But this is a bit of a whimper. But it's a start. It's a youthful energy. It says kind of like, you know, I'm sorry. I'd like to move forward toward you. I've had this revelation. You're my Two of Cups person. You're who I want to be with, who I want to blend with. This is the relationship. A bang, not a whimper. But nothing real yet, nothing grounded yet. That's the challenge going forward. Everything is blown up, and now we're really prepared on the deepest level to do this. You know, to do this. And again, these cards say, do it, do it, do it. But is there a major balking here? Absolutely. Definitive ending. But is there a new beginning? Fool card. We're going to move toward, you know, we're going to start at the beginning, at the baby of the tarot, with this brand new love. The slate has been wiped clean somehow. We have on the board, I mean, really wiped clean. Not easy, but very powerful. We have on the board Cancer and Chariot, Aquarius and Star, Leo and the Sun, which is really strong energy here. Sagittarius in Temperance, Libra in Justice, Aries in the Fool, Pisces in Hangman, Scorpio in the Tower. And that's it. You guys. You will receive a reply, though not an answer. I think the answer is coming, but it needs to be shown in 3D, demonstrably, this is how we can do this. It's in the planning stage. It's in the processing stage. Now is divine timing. Boom, we're out of the gate. But how do we talk about it, sword energy, in a way that's new and fresh? And how do we ground it? Make it real. It'll be an interesting conversation if and when it happens. I love you guys. See you next time.